And we are rolling on the 17th day of August in Los Angeles at UCLA, where it's another beautiful sunny day, of course. We're about to hear from Brianna, who will share with us her new study buddy.
Hi, I'm Brianna.
Hi, Brianna.
So it's not every day that you get to meet someone who inspires you to try new things and help people every day. I'm going to introduce you to my study buddy, Alicia, today. I'm going to tell you 3 stories about her, one from her past, one from the present, and one about her future. I think you're really going to like Alicia because she's courageous, compassionate, and ambitious. So first I'm going to start with the story from her past. Alicia lived in Pennsylvania until she was 5. In Pennsylvania, it was a really popular pastime to go ice skating. And so one day, Alicia was at the ice skating rink, and she decided that she was going to be really courageous and venture off to the opposite side than she normally goes. Now, when you're ice skating, you have to get off the ice when you see a Zamboni coming to resurface it. So sure enough, Alicia reaches the other side of the rink, and she looks over, and a Zamboni's coming right at her, basically. So she freezes, she falls, and luckily her brother comes and picks her up and takes her off the ice just in time. So she was really scared of ice skating after that point, but a couple years later she ended up in California, a new rink opens, and she goes. And so she conquered her fear. But even more so, she ended up actually competitively ice skating into her first year of high school. So I think that says a lot about Alicia being courageous and facing her fears. So with that in mind, I'm going to go into the story from her present. So Alicia, just a few weeks ago, she had the opportunity to go to the Special Olympics opening ceremony. And so she had really close seats, right? And she looks forward. And just a few rows in front of her and her friends was the team from India. And so her and all of her friends that she was with, they're all Indian. And so they were like, okay, let's go down there and talk to them. So they go down there and in broken Hindi, because she doesn't speak it very well, try to ask them, hey, can I take a picture with you guys? And instead, she noticed in their exchange that they were actually asking to take a picture with her. So it was kind of inspiring for her because she's really interested in people, in helping people with mental illness and developmental disabilities. And so they were just excited to meet her as she was excited to meet them. And so, lastly, I want to talk about Alicia's future and her plans. So Alicia wants to be a hospital pharmacist. She wants to take advantage of the increasing roles of pharmacists as a primary care provider. And so what inspired Alicia to take on that career goal is because she thinks it's really powerful to be able to help someone with just a pill. And so I think that says a lot about Alicia and kind of fits in with the other stories I told you about her because she's really ambitious in pursuing that as a career goal at all, but she's also really compassionate and wants to help people. So in summary, I've told you 3 stories about my study buddy from her past, present, and about her future. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Alicia. And I hope that her stories inspired you all as they inspired me. Thank you.
Good, thank you. 303. Let's start here.
Hi, I'm Christiana.
Hi, Christiana.
And I really enjoyed your speech. I really liked how you walked to that side of the room and this side of the room, kind of engaged the whole audience. And I liked how after each story you had kind of a lesson that you learned yourself and what inspired you.
Or a moral to the story, yeah. Good. Thank you, Christiana. Yes, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
And I think you did a really great job, just tying everything in and having a moral at the end. The only thing I would suggest is maybe just make more eye contact with everyone.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. You move 3 times, and when you move over here, you work this side of the room a little more with your eye contact, but still glance over there so you don't completely leave them out. Look to the back, look all over when you're making your eye contact. Like your speech, like that you did it within the time limit. Your introduction was, it's not every day that you meet someone who really inspires you to try new things and help others. So it was kind of an observation, an interesting fact, trying to intrigue us with your study buddy. Next time, try a poem, a joke, a quote, or a arresting fact. Your thesis preview was fine. I love the story of the ice skating incident. Does everyone know what a Zamboni is? No. What's a Zamboni?
It's one of those big trucks things that resurfaces the ice, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think so. I know generally.
Well,
I've never ice skated.
She was back there saying she didn't know what a Zamboni was.
Sorry, Rita, I can't explain clearly. I think it's one of those big trucks that goes.
But my point, you see, is when you might have a foreign term, then you give a little definition. A Zamboni truck was plowing toward her. Okay. On your present, the Olympic story was tender and pleasing, and there was a moral, and that was good. And the pharmacy story for the future was well done. Your summary was fine, your conclusion was fine, and your tie back was fine. You said maintain eye contact, speak more clearly, and use pertinent mannerisms. How did it go?
A little bit better, but not perfect.
Uh-huh.
I think I could have worked on the eye contact, like you said, a little bit more.
Right.
But I tried to make the mannerisms more flowy.
That was better. And what I'd say is if you can walk just one more step that way when you go to the right and work for that side of the room, you only kind of came
like over here, huh? Yeah, like a
to
little
that.
farther.
One more step over would have been good. But overall, you did a nice job. Thank you. Okay. Feet wider apart for the power stance. Oh no, I'm out of staples. This could be serious. Could be a crisis. Okay. Alicia is managing attention. Undo your hands. Let them be by your side naturally. Communicating respect non-verbally to everybody in the room. Finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name. Feel the love. Start your speech.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
So Walt Disney once stated, "When you believe in a thing, believe in it all the way, implicitly and unquestionable." This quote really applies to my new study buddy, Brianna. As I will tell you about her past, present, and future, you will see that she is unwavering in her beliefs, is full of compassion, and is a very selfless person. Let me start with her past. When she was little, right around the age when most people stop believing in mythical creatures, she was told by her classmates that the tooth fairy didn't exist. Upset, she went home to her parents and complained about these lies the students told her. The next time she lost a tooth, she woke up and looked under her pillow to see a note from the tooth fairy explaining why she didn't get money. Knowing this to be cold, hard evidence, she took it to her classroom and proudly showed it off to her peers. It didn't exactly work out because her teacher ended up finding the note and having to call her parents to sort out the situation. But even after that day, she still wholeheartedly believed in the tooth fairy until she was at least 8. A little unusual, yes, but admirable, absolutely. Next, I will share with you Brianna's present. She's currently involved in an organization called AIDS Project Los Angeles and just started an internship in the case management department. So the purpose of this organization is to match HIV/AIDS patients with life-saving services such as housing, food, healthcare, and more. So on her very first day of work, a couple comes in who had just been recently diagnosed with HIV and explained that as of that day, they had nowhere to live. Normally it takes longer for her organization to pair them up with long-term housing, but she was able to contact a nearby homeless shelter and get them housing just for the night. And seeing that gratitude in their eyes really inspired her to keep doing nonprofit work, and it shows you just how compassionate she is. Finally, I will share with you Brianna's future. She's interested in attending nursing school and hopes to be a nurse anesthetist one day. This job, for you guys that don't know, basically it's you figure out the dosage for them to go to sleep before surgery. And it is a very, very important job that requires precision, because even a slight miscalculation in dosage could be a matter of life or death. But she is very selfless and wants to help others, and so I think that's a very admirable quality. Thus, I've shared with you Brianna's past, present, and future, and shown you how she has an unwavering sense of herself and her beliefs, is very, very compassionate, and is overall a selfless person. Brianna believes in everything she does all the way, implicitly and unquestionable. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Brianna.
Thank you. 2:45.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
I think the structure of your speech is very clear, and I love the start of your speech. It's attractive, and I have seen your study, but it is really passionate and selfless.
Okay, thank you, Tiffany. Improvement.
Hi, I'm Logan.
Hi, Logan.
I really like this. This was really good. The thing that I noticed that I was kind of distracted by was like repetitive hand gestures. I don't think hand gestures are bad. They're just a lot. That's all I noticed.
Okay. Watch yourself on YouTube tonight. You'll see what she's talking about. Okay. And you have a tendency to just keep it within here. And if you want to move them up a little bit more and be a little more expressive, that would be fine. You started with Walt Disney. You can never go wrong with Walt Disney. I think I would have kept the grammar consistent and say implicitly and unquestionably. I would have changed the quote to make it sound a little better. But I would have also tied back. So remember what Walt Disney told us. So we have a real vivid tie back to the intro. But you did tie back, so that was good. Your thesis significant statement were fine. Your first story about the tooth fairy was touching and interesting and a good story. And someone that clung to the tooth fairy story till she was 8 was an interesting insight into your study buddy. And so that was good. On your present story about her working with AIDS patients, and finding a couple housing and finding gratification in this kind of work was a second and good story with a good moral at the end of it that you summed up for. On the future, being a nurse, anesthetist, I think that was another unexpected kind of story of what she wants to do in the future. So that was well told. Your summary, your conclusion, and tie back. When you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you'll see that you turn a little bit to the side as you walk. Try to keep it sheeted forward, okay? Other than that, you did a very nice job. Thank you. Okay, we have some more volunteers. Yeah, I'm out. Anybody have any staples? You have any staples?
What staples?
What is a staple?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't have. I haven't yet.
No, staple, good girl. Okay, who's going first? Linda? Linda's first. Okay. Okay, Linda stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name. Feel the love. Start your speech.
Hello everyone, my name is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Do you want to be a friend with a lovely, nice, smart girl? Of course, she is my new study buddy in Tianhua. And first of all, I want to explain her name. And in China, Li is her last name and Tianhua is her first name. And the characters Qian and Hua both mean beauty and nice in China. So, of course, she is very nice and beautiful as her name means. right? She's a very traditional Chinese girl from Foshan in Guangdong province. Like most Chinese families, she is the only one child in her family, so she is very good cared by her parents. Now I want to share you 3 stories about her, the past, present, and the future. The one is past story. Maybe every girl had a dream to be princess when little. Of course, one day when she was a little girl, she put on her mother's high-heeled shoes furtively, and she was afraid her mother would find the truth. So she cleaned the shoes after putting on it, and then put it into the shoe cabinet. But the shoes are too clean, so her mother knows the truth. However, to her surprise, her mother didn't punish her, just say, I can share this pair of shoes with you. The second story is about her present. Actually, she now studies in South China University of Technology, and she is a very, very diligent girl. Last semester, she got the first scholarship in her class, so you can imagine how diligent she is. The third story is about her present. I remember she told me she wants to be a civil servant in China and get married with someone she loves so she can live closely to her parents. Actually, I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I think she will have a fantastic tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I give an introduction of my new study, Li Qianhua, and in conclusion, she is a very fantastic girl, and I believe she will have a better tomorrow. That's it.
Thank you.
Hi, Mama Honda.
Hi, Honda.
I really liked that you were smiled a lot and you were very happy throughout your speech and very energetic. And also that you moved to our side of it.
Okay. Good smile. Improvement.
Rita.
I read that.
Improvement, I would say, is like maybe a better tie back.
Yeah. Yeah. You started with a rhetorical question. Do you want to be friends with a smart girl? Do you want to be friends with a girl who's a lovely girl? And then you told us the origin of her name. And so I would have liked to have had something more about a lovely girl, her name, and mentioning of that. Or a poem, a quote, a story, or a joke. And then come back to that joke. Your intro was good, a little bit long. Your 6th statement was okay. Your stories about her wanting to be a princess and keeping the shoes, that was cute. The 2nd story about her getting a scholarship and that she's smart, that was revealing. And the 3rd story about being a civil servant and wanting to get married and live happily ever after in China sounded okay. Your summary, your conclusion, and tie back were fine. Your canais were to overcome fear, be more spontaneous, and pronounce English words correctly. How'd it go?
I don't know how to go it, but I'm practice.
Yeah, it's getting better, and I think just a little louder and slow down a little bit more, but you're getting better. So you're doing well. Thank you. Okay, she stands before you, managing attention. Sarah, just a minute. I've got you're a little different. Okay, good. There you go. You're good now.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. It's widely acknowledged that Sichuan province is the home of panda, and the study buddy I'm going to introduce to you all today is a girl from Sichuan. She is Zhong Shuangyi, and her English name is Linda. Her given name Shuangyi means double wings in Chinese, and as we all know, an angel has 2 wings, so her name also means angel. And
Now I'm going to tell you something about her past, present, and future. And it is my belief that you will enjoy meeting her because she is friendly, diligent, and outgoing. Just like an angel from Sichuan. And here come the 3 stories. First, the past story. Before Linda entered into the university, she had to learn playing the piano and painting, and she had to participate in many competitions about presenting and mathematics. To be accessed to a key university, she kept having tutorial classes after school so that she could absorb knowledge better and get high scores. Now the effort she made in the past pays off because she is more confident and versatile, and she is now studying in one of the key universities in China. It is South China University of Technology. And second, the present story. Linda now is the monitor of her class in China, and all of the classmates like her very much because of her willingness to help others. Last time she participated in a competition in China, but one of her teammates couldn't afford the expensive flight ticket. And to my surprise, she lent her money to her teammates without any hesitation. From this story, I can know how kind Linda is. And finally, the future story. Linda now has a handsome and nice boyfriend in China, and they really miss each other. I hope they could have a happy marriage in the future, and as her dream is to establish a wedding company one day, and she is now working hard toward it. I hope she could make it one day, and maybe I could let her plan my wedding ceremony. Okay, now I've told you about my study buddies, past, present, and future. She is friendly and hardworking, and she really sticks to dream. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you an introduction about Linda, and I hope you will enjoy meeting her and make friends with her. Thank you.
Thank you. 252. Somewhere here.
I'm Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
I really like how well structured it was. I feel like I could always follow where you were going with the speech, and you had a very nice conclusion after every paragraph and main point.
Yes. Ruben?
Hello, I'm Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn.
Yeah, I love your speech. It's very clear and well organized. Maybe a little more eye contact, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's a good suggestion. Well, gosh, Linda. Excuse me, Sarah. Your introduction of Linda was good. I like the story of the 2 wings and the angel. I wanted to tie back to the angel in the end more, as well as the other things that you tied back to. That was your most vivid thing. So, but other than that, it was good. Your thesis, SIG statement were excellent. Your first story about how hard she worked learning the piano and painting and still took tutorials in mathematics and took cram classes at night so she could get into South China University of Technology. I hope it was worth it. Yeah. And her second story was a good story about being class monitor and loaning a friend an airline ticket money, and so that showed a part of her character. That was good. And then you told us about her love of her boyfriend and the story of her starting a wedding company, and you added that you hoped she could plan your wedding. So that was good. Your summary, your conclusion, and as I said, your tie back, with the exception of not mentioning the angel, would have been good. Your goals, you said, were to have fluency, to have confidence, and proper movement. How'd it go?
So confidence, I will keep smiling when I give my speech,
Mm-hmm.
and I move this way and this way and this
Yes.
way.
Yes, you
for
did.
my speech. Okay.
And what about your fluency? You felt pretty good about that?
Maybe there is. I can make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and without, maybe I can avoid some in the future.
Sure. But you did well, Sarah. Thank you. Okay, next. Hi. No staples. Anybody have any staples on them? You don't carry them, huh? Who's going first? Evelyn?
Yeah.
Okay, Evelyn. Ooh, let me get you set. Ooh, you're tall. Take a step back, Evelyn. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Here we go. Evelyn stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect, finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love. Start your speech.
Hi everyone, I'm Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn.
Books, movies, and music could be common hobbies of girls, but tenacity, perseverance, and the love of family are not that common for every girl. Today I will introduce my new study buddy, Tiffany, and I will tell 3 stories related to her past, present, and future. I hope you will enjoy meeting her. The first story took place when she was in her high school. She was at that time preparing to compete in the 110-meter hurdles race at her school sports meeting. But in fact, she was afraid of it. So before the race, she told her teacher that she wanted to give up. But the teacher did not agree. So she had to encourage herself and participate in. During the early period in the race, everything was going well and she maintained a leading role. But at the last hurdle, it rained and she fell down. The doctor said that her spine fractured and she had to lie in bed for at least 2 or 3 months. So you guess what did she do? Did she go back home and rest? No. A bed was placed in the back of the classroom and she lay in the bed and listened to all her courses in that winter. At last she got good grades that semester. It moved me so much. Present about her university life. Now she majored in journalism in accordance with her hobby reading. But when she first stepped into university, she didn't know which major to choose and what kind of career she would pursue in the future. So she tried finance and law at first, but soon she found that these 2 fields were not suitable for her because she was not a girl fond of risk or good at eloquence. So at last she chose journalism and now she discovered the charm of her major. She says one can try many times to find out what his favorite is, but once he determined, he must believe in his choice and go on. As for future, she has a specific goal to achieve, a master degree, a job with stable salary, and a happy family. She told me that she loves the warmth and comfort family gives, and she will try her best to protect her families. So, in summary, I have told you about my study buddy's past, present, and future. Her courage, optimism, and perseverance impressed me a lot. I hope you will enjoy meeting her as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tiffany. Thank you.
Thank you. Where are we? We are there. Okay, begin.
I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
The structure of your speech is really clear, and I'm very impressed by your first story about her. I can feel she is very diligent. Yeah.
Thank you. Improvement.
Hi, Abraham.
Hi, Abraham.
I liked your speech. It was really good. Improvements. I think like you can like express it a little more. Also like with your hands too, because it was just like all down here. So you can like use it a little more, and yeah, and like be more expressive. Yeah.
Okay, those are good suggestions Abraham had. Evelyn, I liked your speech. You started off with most girls like hobbies of listening to music and going to films, but this girl is different. She has tenacity, perseverance, and she loves her family, and this is Tiffany, right? So I was wondering how you were going to tie back to all of that, and you said, "Now I'm glad I learned something valuable from the interesting and moving stories that happened to her." So I'd like to have a more vivid tie back to how you started. So try starting with a poem, a quote, a story, or a joke, and then come vividly back to it. So we have a real sense of coming the first full circle. Give us a sense that you're going to tell us about her past, present, and future. Give us a preview of what's going to come, and really make it vocal with your voice, so it's a narrative. So emphasize it is what I'm saying with your voice. So then you told us 3 stories, and it was a great story. You told first about her being trepidatious about the 110-meter hurdle race and didn't want to do it, and her coach made her do it, and then she fell down and broke her spine, and yet she came schlepping into class in a hospital bed and took her course from the rear of the class and still got good grades. That was a good story and well told, and you had a good moral. That's what I admire in her fortitude, and it touched me deeply. That was a good add-on to the story at the end. That was good. On the second story, you talked of her struggling with finding a major, as many people do. She tried law, she tried music or something else, or finance, and found out those weren't for her, and then she found journalism, and that was her love, and so that was a pretty good story. The future wasn't much of a story, but she just wanted to, help her family and that sort of thing. Your summary was fine. Your conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I give you, it should sound like that, and then some tie back to what you started with, but you ended with my dear partner, Tiffany. Your 3 goals, do you have your 3 goals here? So if you don't have your goals written on your outline, write them now, ladies and gentlemen. What were your 3 goals?
I just write be more clear and fluent in the speech. And one maybe move more, and then another 2, just 2.
Okay. Try to work a little more with your hands to be a little bit more expressive with them. Other than that, Evelyn, you did a nice job. Thank you. Okay, let me get you in focus. Okay.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
A wonderful fate made Evelyn and me become study buddies. We are both from the same university and the same province of China. But what really made the fate fascinating is that we have something in common. We both have a firm and brave heart. Today I want to introduce my new study buddy Evelyn to you. I will tell you about her past, present, and also the future. I know you will enjoy meeting her because she is energetic, optimistic, and also determined. The first story is about her past. When Evelyn was in the senior high school, she was once a appointed as the piano accompanist of the class in the school's chorus competition. It had been more than 1 year since she last time touched the piano, and it would be her first time to step onto a stage. In order to grab that precious opportunity and don't let her classmates down, she practiced every night, regardless of the pain on her hands and arms. When there was only 1 week left to the competition, she, together with the conductor, began to train their classmates specifically every night, really having time to rest. Their hard work paid off. The competition was a success, and the success was more than what prize they won, but also the huge sense of satisfaction they had. For Evelyn, the satisfaction didn't come with achievement, but with effort. And I believe that the braveness of taking responsibility and the determination to do things well made Evelyn surpass herself. The second story is about her presence. When Evelyn went to university, she made a big decision to major in finance. It was quite a struggle for her because she's a girl who didn't like taking risks. But she insisted on her first choice and followed her heart. By now, she has realized that finance is more of a science which teaches you how to control and avoid risks rather than take risks. Sometimes when we are confronted with so much uncertainty, we may be confused about what we really want. Only when you try to learn something can you have a chance of getting to know it. And in this process, determination is of vital importance. When it comes to her future plan, Evelyn has a dream of traveling around the world. She expects tours which are different from those conventional ones and may bring her inspirations or even manipulation. You can either read or travel, but either your body or soul must be on the way. It's a quote from the movie Roman Holiday, and it also reveals that we should always keep learning in whatever ways. Traveling may seem to be one of the most ordinary dreams, but it can also be another way to find the meaning of life, to explore the truths of the world, to sense life and respect life. Ladies and gentlemen, I have told you about my new study buddy's past, present, and the future. She's optimistic, energetic, and diligent. And she's not conspicuous, but she's unique. Or we can say everyone is unique as long as you find the shining points on different people. And I really appreciate the fate which connects us together and gives me a chance to know my next partner, Evelyn. Thank you.
Thank you. That was 403. A little long. Okay, where are we? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jared.
Hi, Jared.
I thought you did a good job at keeping your body facing the audience even when you're moving side to side. I thought that you stuck to the structure, the 7-point structure well, and you provided little morals at the end of each of your stories.
Thank you.
Improvement.
Hello, I'm Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Improvement maybe you can reduce to touch the glass or hair.
Thank you.
What did you say?
Reduce to touch the glass and hair.
Her glasses and hair.
Oh, the hair, yeah. Get the hair out of the face. Put it behind your ears. Get a bungee cord for your hair. Yeah. Okay. Well, I like the warm way you introduced your study buddy. You referred to it as fate, and you said, it's great, we go to the same university, and you tied back, you used the same wording, the fate that brought you together for a warm friend. So you understood the concept of bookends and tieback, so I liked that. Your thesis preview was excellent. Your first story about the piano competition and how hard she practiced was a little bit long, but it had plenty of details. That's where you could have cut made some time up. But you had a good moral at the end of the story, and I believe the braveness of taking responsibility and the determination to do things well made Evelyn surpass herself. That was a good clip at the end of the story. On the second story about her taking risk and choosing the major that was finance, and that was, sort of, I don't know how much of a story it was, but it gave us some insight into what she's learning from her major. I didn't get a moral at the end of that story, but maybe you could have added one there. On the future about travel with your body of your soul, I like the quote from Roman Holiday. That was pretty nice. You needed to cut that down. And then your summary, your conclusion, and tie back were fine. Just work on word economy so that you get through it in the time allocated to you. Did you have goals? In this, okay. With emphasis and rhythm, you say, to behave naturally and confidently, try to pace, and try to make my speech interesting and attractive by telling good stories. How'd it go?
Yeah, I think, just as you said, maybe my second story is not that good.
Yeah.
I also didn't behave naturally, but I'll keep working on it.
Okay, you did a nice job, Tiffany. Thank you. Okay, next. Hi, who's going first? Monique. Okay, let me get you in focus. There you go. Okay, she stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, fighting friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love. Start your speech.
Hello, everyone. My name is Monique.
Hi, Monique.
And allow me to introduce you to my study buddy, Beyonce. No, literally, her nickname is Beyonce in Unicamp because she loves Beyonce so much. But on days that end with Y, she prefers the name Teresa Pham. Today, I'm going to tell you about my study buddy's past, growing up in the outskirts of LA, her present, attending her top choice university, and her future career aspirations. I'm positive you'll be entertained by not only her spice and compassion, but also her story that's still being written. On September 1st, many years ago, my study buddy was a gift to her mother, in the literal sense that her and her mom share the same birthday. So, on her mom's own birthday, she spent it in pain, but Teresa was brought into this world. She grew up in the outskirts of LA in a town called El Monte, and by age 10, she was a contestant for the National Spelling Bee. Unlike most, Teresa's incentive to win was to get braces. Unfortunately, bad news, little Teresa didn't win, and she went off the stage crying to her mom. But the good news is, she still got her braces. And so, as a first-generation college student, Teresa went on to attend the university of her dreams. And now, here we are at UCLA. She is an incoming sophomore student as a psychobio major. Just recently, she was involved in Unicamp, a nonprofit organization that fundraises to send underprivileged youth in the LA area to go to summer camp, where she served as a counselor to promote college readiness and college importance. In addition to that, she was also an intern for USAC under Devin Murphy, Office of the President. I've learned that Teresa is an individual that cares deeply about others and will advocate for equality. As for her future, Teresa wants to graduate in 4 years, along with all of us. In addition, she wants to go to medical school to become a psychiatrist, which has affected her life in many ways so that she may contribute to a solution for a problem in our society that has been overlooked and stigmatized when it comes to mental health. Based on my study buddy's past and present, I know that her future is bright. in summary, I have told you about her past, present, and future. Essentially, in all parts of her life, Teresa has dedicated her time not only to better herself, but also better those around her, whether it's spelling words or being a counselor. I admire Teresa so much, not only because she loves Beyonce as much as myself, but also because she has worked hard in her past to be where she is today, and will work hard in her future to give back to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, Teresa Pham.
Thank you. Okay, very nice. A little hug there on camera. Okay, where are we? Back here, yes.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn.
Hi, Jocelyn.
I really liked your speech. It was really easy to follow, and I also liked how you had good energy throughout your speech, and that you were always smiling and were really enthusiastic about giving.
Improvement. What's your name?
Rita.
Hi, Rita.
Hi, Rita. Real loud speech voice, Rita.
I think your speech is so excellent, and I don't know if there's anything to improve. That is really from the bottom of my heart.
You are perfect. Okay. Well, Monique, let me give you some feedback. You start off with a good grabber, Beyonce. We're going, wow, Beyonce is in our class. Amazing. But then we find out her real name's Teresa, so then, that was sort of, okay, that's cool. And then you segued into the fact that she's going to UCLA, which I guess we all kind of knew. And then you said that she has spicy stories, so you gave us something to look forward to. On your first story, you told us her mother had her on her own birthday, and that was kind of, interesting fact. And so you sort of related that to the pleasure and pain of birthing. On the spelling bee, I liked the way you told that briefly, and it didn't have a real happy ending, but she at least got her braces out of it and attended the school of her dreams. So that was good. I too thought you had good positive energy and you were smiling, and that's one of your good attributes as a speaker. So don't lose that. On your second story, psychobio wants to double major in comm studies, goes to uni camp, works with underprivileged kids. Also works in the Office of Student Government. That was more of a laundry list than a story. But I guess she didn't give you one, but it was interesting still. On the future, psychiatrist, that was interesting. Contribute to a solution for a problem in society that is overlooked. What problem is that? We didn't know, but I guess it's just generally mental health, I guess you mean. Your summary was good. Your conclusion, I'm glad you tie. See, folks, when I say tie back to the most vivid image, I'm glad you mentioned Beyonce again, because that was what stuck in my mind. Beyonce, wow. So that was good. And then you introduced Teresa Pham. You said, move around the room 3 times, always facing the audience, keep your rhythm. Get straight to the point for the purpose of my speech and execute it well. Tie back to the conclusion to the attention grabber in the introduction. How did it go?
As for moving around the room, it calmed me down, but then I felt like, oh man, I'm about to trip and everyone's going to see me. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I just got kind of nervous, but I think people noticed that and me stuttering, but that was also me trying to keep a rhythm. It went okay. There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, there always is, and just keep working on it. And but you have a good flow going, and keep that flow going. Thank you. Okay, we are rolling.
Hi everyone, I'm Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
But, okay. So at first glance, you might see a girl who's always well put together, whose outfits are always well coordinated, whose hair and makeup is, excuse my language, always on fleek. Okay. But beneath all of the exterior surface, there lies a strong-willed, independent woman with a very colorful personality and visions to change the world. So today I want to introduce to all of you Monique Magdaleno. Okay. She is so she was born in Fontana. She was born in Fontana, lived there all her life, and she was an only child, which led her to have imaginary friends as a result, who were actually dinosaurs. I don't know, you should talk to her more about that, but yes, not like Barney dinosaurs, but like actual, like, Neolithic, Paleolithic dinosaurs. And she also, so she grew up in a predominantly Hispanic community, which led a lot of her friends to classify her as Chinese. But she actually came from a very diverse household. Her parents, her dad is Mexican and her mom is Filipino, but she was never given the opportunity to learn either language. So being accepted to UCLA gave her a pathway out of the stereotypes, and choosing to come here allowed her to become a part of a community that's safe and open and allows all diversities to thrive. Monique is currently a rising second year here at UCLA. She's majoring in political science with an interest in double majoring in communication studies. Apart from her very rigorous courses, she also is involved in many student activities here on campus. One of them being her position as a UCLA Peace Corps ambassador, which is a federally run government program, volunteer program, where she serves as the UCLA representative to raise awareness about the Peace Corps and what it has to offer. In addition to that, she is also a part of the Campus Events Commission and the Cultural Affairs Commission, two components of USAC, where she works to unite different communities by using something they like to call edutainment, which is educating through entertainment. Okay. So as with all of us, Monique is just trying to graduate on time. She is currently taking the pre-law path of political science, but she also knows that the future is ambiguous and she's open to everything. And the future is just like a broad space where you can do whatever you want, and Monique is the type of person to go after what she wants. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Monique.
Okay, thank you. We're somewhere in the rear here.
Hi, I'm Ori.
Hi, Ori.
I really like that you were very energetic and your voice carries really well in the room, and your introduction is amazing.
Improvement.
Hi everyone, I'm George.
Hi, George.
I think it's a perfect speech, but I think maybe some fewer pauses will make the speech better.
You what?
Pauses, I mean stop.
Pauses. Yeah. Teresa, the biggest thing I want to talk to you about, I enjoyed your speech. I thought you had a lot of positive energy and good things to say about your study buddy. My biggest concern is you didn't follow the 7-part outline model precisely enough. I want to see the 7-part outline on the thing you hand me. And I want to see an intro, a thesis, a 6 statement, the past, the present, the future, a summary, a conclusion, and a tieback. What I didn't learn where you were going to go or what you were going to do, so I didn't get a preview from you. You just sort of talked a little bit about, she was a good dresser and she's on slack, whatever that means. Then you launched into the fact that she had a unique childhood. But you need more of a narrative that will help your audience follow, which would sound something like this. So, let's go to Monique's past with your voice. She had to think of a dinosaur. Gobble, 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 gobble. Now that I've told you about her past, let's go to the present and talk about her background and her community and, you know, father's Mexican, mother's Filipino. Coming to UCLA, she was able to be accepted in a pathway in this neutral community, no stereotypes, that sort of thing. Those were all good comments, but they weren't structured well to make it easy to follow. You didn't have a lot of stories, you had a lot of facts. We need more stories. So, and she probably didn't tell you a lot, but it's up to you to get them from her. The story about the Peace Corps was good, but yet you needed to translate a lot of these facts into stories. You needed a summary, a conclusion, and a tie back. Where are your goals? The very bottom here? Okay. Hand movement. I tend to be fidgety. When I speak, I think it enhances my speech, can be distracting. I look up at the ceiling or the floor too much. And I stutter. I don't want to slow down when I speak. So how'd all that go?
I know last time a lot of people said that like I spoke too fast, so I tried hard to
slow down.
But
yeah.
I should take a few more pauses as well.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't stop it, so according to my stopwatch, you went 13 minutes. So I know that's real wrong. Okay, but good that you're slowing down and you're working on things from the feedback that people gave you. What I'm looking for in the next speech, I want to see you to be very structured. I want to see when the film speaks, the first way the film moved me was it made me feel sad. The incident in the film that made me feel sad. So it's real structured, okay? Thank you. Okay, you want to be next? They're dying to go, huh? No stapler. Anybody have any staples? Guess I'll have to refurbish this, huh? Back at the office. Good. Pretty serious. Who's going first, George or Ian? George, okay. George, you're tall, little boy. Step back. One step back.
Right here.
Okay, that's good. Let me see if I can get you in. Okay, George stands before you, demanding attention, put the phone away, communicating respect, finding friendly eyes near the front and the center, say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hello everyone, I'm George.
Hi, George.
I'm very glad that I remembered to wear a black shirt today. So
yes, you look very good against that white background.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to bring you some fun today, but to bring you some excitement and amazement. Today I want to introduce my new study buddy Ian to all of you, and I'll tell you about his past, present, and future by telling you some different stories. And I'm sure you will just enjoy meeting with my new study buddy because he's an all-around champion in all kinds of sports, and he's the top one of the competition of yo-yo in America. And after all, he's a man with good figure and attractive face. And first of all, let's come to the past of Ian. Ian comes from North Chicago, Illinois, and because North Chicago is a city with 4 distinct seasons, so he took part in different kinds of sports according to different seasons, including lacrosse, hockey, baseball, soccer, basketball, and so on. And so it is easy to find that Ian's past is just a glorious history of a sports star. And when it comes to the present, Ian has really become a star. Because Ian is a student of UCLA, but in addition to this, he is a worldwide yo-yo master. After practicing yo-yo for many years, he started to travel around the world to attend different competitions. And he is the top one of the United States in the competition of yo-yo in America in 2013, and reached the fourth of the world in the competition of yo-yo, or in the national competition of yo-yo in 2014. And you can find so many exciting and amazing videos of him on YouTube, which actually seems to be more similar to magic. But when it comes to the future, actually, Ian has a kind of totally different plan. He plans to continue practicing yo-yo and travel around the world to attend different competitions. But more importantly, he plans to learn photography and travel around the world and just start his career as a photographer. And maybe in the very near future, we can see Ian's name on the rank of American photographer. So in summary, I have told you my study buddies past, present, and future by telling you different stories. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the introduction of a charming man, a sports star, and a famous photographer in the future. And this is it, and this is Ian, and he's a good study buddy and also a good friend of all of us. That's it, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're somewhere in the rear, yeah.
Hi, I'm Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
I like how you introduced the joke.
Take a
That was
step
really
back,
related.
please.
But I like the optimism, your emphasis with words when we're speaking, and overall the structure of your speech.
Thank you. Improvement.
I'm Candace.
Hi, Candace.
I really like your speech, and I think improvement. Maybe you can move a little bit more and make more eye contact.
Yeah, thanks.
Right. Let's start with that, George. You didn't move at all. You're not even in the power stance. Put your feet wider than your shoulders.
Yeah.
Wide, there. Let me see you move 3 times. So tell us about your morning. Move to the right. That's not the way to move. Okay, now move to the left. That's not the way to move. That's wrong. Now move back to center. Okay, what was wrong with what George did, ladies and gentlemen? Help him out. Help him out, Amanda.
So I should keep facing the
Keep facing front. Do it again, George. Yeah. Yes.
Return to the center.
Yeah, but only you step first with the leg in the direction you're going. You don't cross first, so you look like you're going to trip. Let me give you some feedback. Take a step back since you're so tall. Let me adjust the darn camera. You're so tall. There you go. Okay. Gosh. You started off with, good afternoon, I'm George. I'm here to bring you some fun, bring you some amazement and excitement. So I guess you started off with a promise, huh? That was the nature of your introduction. Next time try starting with a poem, a quote, a story, a rhetorical question, or a joke. Okay? You told us you wanted to introduce Ian, his past, his present, his future. That was good. That was correct. You said he's good at sports. He's a yo-yo champion. That was really got my attention. And he's a man with a good figure and an attractive face. So that was intriguing. That was nice. So, okay, so that was your, I guess, significant statement, right?
Yeah.
To sell the gentleman to the audience. So, the first thing you were supposed to do was tell us 3 stories. what you did was you told us that basically he plays a lot of sports in Chicago, right? He plays lacrosse, hockey, basketball, and baseball and soccer, right? And he's a star. But we didn't really get a story. We didn't get him making the winning basket to win the national championship for, Evanston High School or whatever it was, right? A story.
Yeah.
Understand?
Because I'm just getting messed up with the definition of story, because if I have to tell he just did something in the past, so how can I just say he will do something in the future?
You asked this fella here, Ian, to tell you some stories about his glorious sports past. You have stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want them right now?
Yeah. No, but you needed to ask him about stories from his past. Okay. Then the best thing you did was you told us a story about him being a yo-yo champion. Do you have your yo-yo on you?
I wish I did. I usually have one in my backpack.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see you do the loop-de-loop and around the world and walk the dog and all that stuff.
I'll bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on Wednesday. We'd love to see that. That's something near and dear to my heart. I used to do that kind of thing, so I like that. And that takes skill. That takes real skill. And that was unique, and that was a good story. Now, and you told us we could see him on YouTube. You'd have a little moral at the end of it. You need a little moral at the end of your stories, okay? And then finally, your third story about the future. You're right. It's hard to have a story about the future. So you just told us he's going to be a photographer and he's going to become famous and do more yo-yo. So I let people slide on future stories. Summary, fine. Conclusion, fine. Tie back, wasn't much of a tie back because you didn't have much of an introduction. Okay? Yeah. So you want a more vivid intro to have something to tie back to. Where were your goals?
On see the
third page. Limit my movements, speak louder. Were those your two goals?
Because last class you just told me that I just moved too much.
You were pacing. Yeah. Okay. Well, you certainly took care of the pacing, but you can move purposefully 3 times the past, 5 steps to the left for the present, and then 3 steps back to the center for the future. And that will relax you too. Other than that, George, you did a nice job. Thank you. Material science and engineering. I bet that's a fun major. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're tall too.
Am I good in the red spot?
Yeah, I guess so. Let me take a half step forward so you don't seem like you're kissing the wall. I'll try moving the camera. Hope it doesn't tip over. And we're rolling. We're about to hear Ian introduce his study buddy, George.
Hi everyone, I'm Ian.
Hi Ian.
Have you guys ever seen the bunny from the Energizer commercials that just keeps going and going and going because it runs on Energizer batteries?
Yes.
George is kind of like that bunny because he's always going, and he's always going in the right direction, and he always has been. Today I'm going to introduce to you my study buddy George. I'll explain his past, his present, and his future, and they will help show why he is both perseverant and agile, artistic and intelligent. First, I will start talking about George's past. He grew up in Chengdu, China, which is actually the home to pandas, which is from that other province I heard. And in Chengdu, at a very young age, he started doing many different hobbies. He was forced to do a ton of different hobbies, so he's exposed to a lot. But it was 9 years ago that he took his first Taekwondo class, and in that class, he just
never looked back. He started training Taekwondo, and he became very good at it, and now he actually has a black belt in Taekwondo. So as you can see from that, when George sets his mind to something, he's very perseverant, and he persists until he gets it done, and he's also very agile with a black belt in Taekwondo. I wouldn't mess with George. Next, I will move on to George's present. About a year and a half ago, George picked up a new hobby, actually, and that hobby was painting. And so George really likes to paint. He specializes in pencil sketches and cartoon sketches that he ends up painting, and he also specializes in ball pen painting too. He's currently working on a very detailed ball pen painting, which is really cool. This shows how creative and artistic George is as well, which I think is great. But I don't want to forget about George's intelligence. So I'll move on to his future story next. As you know, George is studying at UCLA for CSET here in Westwood, but pretty soon he will travel back to Shanghai, where he studies at Zhaozhong University.
Yay.
He's studying material science and engineering. It's crazy. And in this, it's a very rigorous thing to study, which shows how intelligent and hardworking George is too. At this school, he's studying batteries to make them more dense, so that they can be compacted with more energy and last longer, which is great. In summary, I've told you about George's past, his present, and his future. How he is persevering and agile, he's artistic, and he's intelligent. George is a lot like the Energizer Bunny because he keeps going, he keeps going, he keeps going, and maybe that bunny you see on TV one day will go forever on George's batteries. Thank you.
Very good. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, somewhere back somewhere. Front. Okay.
Hi, I'm Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Yeah, I think your story is really of a good construction, especially the start and the end. It's really interesting, and they are the same, and it's really grab our attention.
Yes. Just to interrupt the flow for just a moment, this is what I'm looking for, folks, with a good tie back. He had a great grabber with the Energizer Bunny. Really a lot of energy in that. And then he tied back to that Energizer Bunny and related it to George's research project of trying to find, a battery for the Tesla car and so forth and so on, and, longer battery life for everything else. So that was really good. Improvement?
Hi, I'm Monique.
Hi, Monique.
Overall, I liked your speech. I just want to say that I enjoyed that you didn't sound like a robot, and it sounded like you were speaking to us individually one-on-one, but you were talking to all of us at the same time. I guess the one thing you could work on is that when you're working the room, I felt like you were just staring in that area, maybe touch base with us and
Okay. That's fair. Ian, what kind of eye contact do you think you were making?
It was kind of sporadic, I feel. I didn't make enough consistent eye contact.
Yeah.
If I think about it.
You want to work on making 3 to 5 seconds of it, and work it when you're working over here and seeing this side of the room, and she's saying she didn't get a lot of it. Then still glance over there, Rita and so forth, and back and forth and down to the front. And wherever you see someone kind of zoning out, bring them back in. Let me go through your speech really quickly. I loved your rhetorical question. Thought it was really a grabber, a good one. Your thesis preview was excellent. Your SIG statement was tense, terse, and right on the point. You'll enjoy meeting him because he's perseverant, agile, artistic, and intelligent. And just, right there. Just that's how we like to do it. On the first story, you told us that he's a black belt and don't mess with him. And you had a moral at the end of the story, which is that when he takes something up, he finishes it and he sees it through to the end. And I liked that you had a moral to the story, and that was an interesting story about George. Next, you told us that he also sketches. He has etchings and so forth. And you gave us a little detail with ball pens and so forth. And that was you then also had a little comment at the end about that, and that was good. And then you had a nice transition into your third story of intelligence, in which he studies in Shanghai, and great city, by the way. Boy. And you know, you mentioned his major, which is a tricky, tough one, and then he studies batteries, and then you tied that back in toward the end of your speech. Your canais were not to pace back and forth, and frankly, I apologize, I really couldn't keep up with you with the camera. You didn't do the 3 movements exactly.
I was trying to do movements, but I guess they weren't as calculated.
Yeah.
I tried to stop over here and then like come back, but I didn't really come all the way back. I just kind of.
I apologize. What happened is you're so tall, your head got cut off, which is why I'm going like that to you to move back, because I just had your shoulders in the picture for a while, you know, because, you know, whatever. Yeah, and then let's see, what your goals were to don't pace, move left, right 3 times, and remain calm but deliver emphatically. How'd it go?
I feel like the first 2 were not as good as the last one.
Yeah, it was good, and I agree with you. You have a very good style of delivery, and it's conversational and understandable, and it's not monotone and boring. So that's good. So you did a good job, Ian. Thank you. Fine, man.
So am I presenting on myself?
You're going to do 2.
I'm doing 2?
Yeah, 2.
Okay. Should I do them each at 2 to 3 minutes?
Yeah. Okay, now, you're tall too, but I got you. Let's see how this goes. Go. I may have to put you on the next camera for the second part of your speech.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
And I'm going to tell you about my study buddy who actually ended up dropping the class. But did you know that we had the winner of 3 Daytime Emmy Awards in this class? He also starred in One Tree Hill and Eastbound and Down. And he won the Daytime Emmys for his role in Days of Our Lives. I would like to introduce you to my study buddy, who is Chandler Massey. I will be telling you about his past, present, and future. I know you would have enjoyed meeting him in person because he's very easygoing and friendly. So first, I'm going to tell you about his past. Chandler actually dropped out of UCLA in 2009 to begin working on the set of a soap opera. However, he frequently had to do some awkward love scenes, and he began contemplating his decision of leaving UCLA. He actually decided that he regretted leaving UCLA, and the cast actually found him kind of upset a lot, so he was let go in 2013, unfortunately. As far as his present, Chandler actually owns an entertainment company called Silver Mass Media. He found it easier to capitalize on the success of others rather than produce his own. And as a plus, he doesn't have to do soapy love scenes anymore. It's actually funny because he actually doesn't make as much money as he wished he did, because one of his clients, Joseph, keeps giving him his checks for commission, but he keeps leaving them in jeans and putting them through the wash for some reason. So he actually ends up working for free. As far as his future, Chandler wants to travel the world. He believes that people who haven't traveled the world are just only reading one page of a book and not truly experiencing things. So he would like to travel. He doesn't know where he would like to settle down, but he knows he doesn't want to be in the U.S. because there's too much political dysfunction here. But he eventually wants to have a family, and he thinks that would make him really happy. So in summary, I've told you about Chandler's past, present, and future. Although he had some difficulty finding out what he really wanted to do in life, he did have a few major successes and has a very hopeful future. So ladies and gentlemen, I give you the past Chandler Massey.
Thank you, Amanda, I think. Okay, where are we? Here? There, everywhere.
We are right here.
Yes,
I thought your
please.
speech was organized really well, and you seemed pretty calm. And then when you moved left and right, it was good. It was really the best. I need to work on it. Take notes from you.
Hi, I'm Regan.
Hi, Regan. Hi, Regan.
I think everything is excellent, but just a little bit you have to improve is your movement can be a little bit rigid, and you can become more relaxed and more confident.
Yeah, I agree with Reagan on that. When you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you're going to see you very stiffly went right. And if you practice moving at home when you practice your speeches, it will become natural. Try moving now. Step to the right. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. Now step to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then to the right. 2, 3. Back to center. Yeah. That worked. That was much smoother than what you'll see on YouTube. Let's talk about your speech. You grabbed us with a shocking fact that we had a movie star among us who won 3 daytime Emmys for his roles in Days of Our Lives and One Tree Hill and Eastbound and Down. I've never heard of any of these, but I'm sure all you have, right? Yeah. So that's great. And I would have liked you to have mentioned the Emmys in your tie back, because that was the vividest thing that you started with, was the grabber. Okay, so whatever you grab with, come back to. Your thesis was fine. Is that his real name or is that a stage name?
That's his real name.
That's his real name. Okay, good. Friendly and outgoing. He dropped out of UCLA to work in a soap opera, but he had to get naked. Whatever. And now he comes back to summer school to try it out. Now, is he in an acting job in Atlanta? Or is it something else?
I think he's working for his company full-time.
Company full-time in Atlanta, I see. So, in the past, you sort of told us that he had to get naked on screen. I would have liked a little more detail on that naked story with, Pauly Shore or something, or whatever it was, and something, make it a little more interesting. On the present, you told us that he started his own management company, and his client is Joseph, and Joseph loses his check, so he works for free. Yeah, and then you told us Chandler wanted to travel around the world and gave us a little bit of his philosophy, so that was fine. You gave us past, present, and future, and you said, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Chandler, and then your tie back was a little weak. You said more eye contact, move around the room, and speak slowly. How'd it go?
I think I spoke slower and more calmly than I did last time. The movement, as you said, was a little rigid, but at least I moved.
Yeah.
And then I tried to make eye contact. I think I should be looking towards the back a little more. But
yeah, not up there, but looking at the back, in their eyes, and when you're over here, work them, but glance over at them so that they don't feel left out when you're working them. See, glance over at them, so don't exclude anybody completely. Okay, let me just take a moment and change the camera because we're on red, but we'll hear your other introductory speech now. How do I stop this?